Have you been watching any of the Olympics? Man, it's been crazy the last few weeks. Olympic Games going on, the Winter Olympics, and been all kind of exciting stuff. And I've been watching a little thinking, what is it that causes a person to become an Olympian? And I thought it would be helpful to make a little list, and I want to share it with you because I think we need to have an Olympic mindset when it comes to chasing greatness in our own lives and really helping the people around us be great as well. So welcome to Chasing Greatness, the podcast where we really help you win at work, win at home, and today we're helping you win at life on this Friday. So let's dive into this. If you get something today out of this, I hope you'll push it to somebody else. But let's start with this mindset that an Olympian has. I think it's pretty amazing that they're able to accomplish the things that they are. And yet I know so many people who have accomplished so much in their sphere. They're not getting a gold medal. I mean, I know moms who are just like, I think about my mom who's about to have a birthday this next week, and she, in my mind, she should get a gold medal. I might even carry her one. That's kind of cool. But you think about people who are able to go the distance and do great things, not just as moms, but as business people in their family life, in their personal life. They're able to achieve things financially, and I know people who have sort of reset their course of their life because they've dedicated themselves physically. I know people who are really thriving spiritually. And it'd be so amazing if we could have a way to think about this concept of having an Olympic mindset in all these areas of our lives. And I think we can. So I got 7 words I want to give you today. I'm just going to run through them real quick and ask you some questions here. And I think this will help you think through what you're doing to win at life. So let's start with the first word, and it's the word aspiration. I'm guessing every single Olympian at some point decides, I want to be an Olympian. They have a dream. You might use the word dream instead of aspiration, but do you have a place in your life today where you aspire to be different than you are today? Is there an area where you say, I want to do something greater than what I'm doing right now? It's just, you may not be on TV with a gold medal someday or any medal for that. I mean, there are a lot of Olympians who don't get medals, but they really are able to maximize their opportunity because they start with an aspiration. They really believe they can do something. I've got a sister who's going to be running a marathon, I think next weekend, she told me. And I remember when she ran her first marathon about, 10, 12 years ago. I ran with her that day. And I remember her and the looking at where she is now from where she started on her fitness journey. She honestly, she may or may not listen to this, but if she does, she's going to hear me call her out publicly. She struggled in that first one. It was like, now I know a lot of people who they would love to even do a marathon. They really don't want to do a marathon. What they want is a medal and a t-shirt. They don't want to do the marathon. They don't want to do the training. And so it can't stop at just aspiration. There's so many people that are like, oh, I'd like to do that. Or I'd like to, be financially responsible, or I'd like to be in a relationship that's meaningful. There's so many people that want that, but they don't really want to pay the price. And so all the things that we're going to talk about moving forward here after aspirations, one thing to have a dream, but you got to do something for that dream. And I think the second word I would give you is, it's not just aspiration, but it's inspiration. You got to get to a point where you are inspired on the inside to go after whatever it is you want to. So do you have an area in your life right now where you're thinking, I want that, but you're really not inspired to go after it? I'm just going to tell you, it's not going to happen if you don't have some inspiration. You've got to get to a point and ask yourself, why do you want that? So it's one thing to want something, but if you can't tie to that pretty quickly, your why, like why you want that, it might end up being a waste of your time and energy. So I want to encourage you to make sure that you've not just got an aspiration, but you've got some inspiration. You've got a why tied to that. And then the third thing you're going to need is some motivation. And motivation, I say that because I need motivation so much to show up and do the recording, or to go and get more business, or what. I mean, I got so many physically. I'm trying to stay motivated there. Motivation is always going to wane in your life, and you can't willpower your dreams. You're going to have to stay inspired, stay connected to why you're trying to do it, and make sure that you understand you're responsible for your motivation. You may have some external things, a coach, those Olympians have coaches, they got people helping them. You need some people that are you stay motivated. But at some point, you've got to find that motivation within yourself to go after your dream. So again, connect it. What is your aspiration today? I'm not talking about Olympic medals here. I'm talking about, what do you want? You want to write a book? You want to build a home? You want to, you want to start a company? You get to decide. But if you can really start with that dream and understand why that dream's important to you, and then begin to just fuel that motivation, you'll be positioned to start. Now, when I say that, like, the next one is the big deal. It's action. All these end in the old TION there. They'll help us maybe make it sticky, but you got to have some action. I mean, you don't become an Olympian because you're a great athlete. You don't become an Olympian because you had a big dream. You become an Olympian because you put time in day after day after day working on your craft. And if you've got an area of your life where you have a dream right now, you've got an aspiration, you feel even inspired, you think it's important, and you're even motivated, you got to show up. You got to put on the shoes, you got to go hit the roads, you got to go to the bank, you got to make a deposit, you got to spend less than you make. I mean, all those kind of things if you want to be financially responsible. Whatever it is, whatever the area is, if you want a company, you're going to have to think about what it would take to start that. And you got to take some steps toward that. So that action is so important. Now, here's what happens. I've noticed this over and over again in my life. When I begin to put action in place, I have discipline, I have the right habits, I'm doing the things I should to make progress toward where I want to go. Inevitably, you're going to fall down. You're going to fail. You're going to struggle. It's going to be hard. I was at an event a couple of weeks ago. John Maxwell was there, and he said, everything uphill, how do you say? Everything worthwhile is always uphill. And I agree with that so much. If this is big enough for you to put it on your aspiration dream bucket list, you're going to have to pay the price. And your action is going to start you down the road, but it is going to be, honestly, your determination that's going to keep you on the road, because you're going to need that resilience. You're going to fall. You're going to fail. You're going to struggle. Like I said, and if you can really fuel that determination, you will need some people around you to encourage you, to help you stay on track, to just keep getting back up. So many people I know, they fall down and they give up instead of get up. And so I want to challenge you to get up when you fall down, to keep making progress. It is going to be uphill. It is going to be hard, but keep making progress toward that, and you'll be well on your way. Now here's our next word. It is dedication, because you're going to need staying power here. It's not just enough to get up. You're going to have to get up over and over and over again. If this is an Olympic dream that you have, again, not going to the Olympics, but you've got some kind of big something that you want to do, a project. Maybe you want to write a book. I can tell you from the past, I've written some books, and I got another book I've just written. It's going to take some dedication to keep getting up over and over and over again. You're going to have some staying power. And this is a long haul kind of mindset. Think about those Olympians. They started out as little kids skating or, curling or whatever. They were half piping. Shaun White, he didn't win a medal this time, but the guy's a maniac when you watch him. But just think about the thousands of hours and the hundreds of falls. And I mean, I can only imagine. I'd love to have a conversation with him. It's incredible when you think about what he just put himself through over and over again. And because of that, he's realized his dreams. He's been very accomplished. And I'm guessing, again, I haven't talked to him, but I'm guessing he wouldn't say that this was a failure, that he didn't win a medal. He's gotten older and it's harder and the competition is crazy. He's the greatest, maybe some people would say, of all time when it comes to the half pipe. I don't even know how they get on the board. I wouldn't even want to be on a sled going down the mountains they go down. They're doing it on a. It looks like I don't even know if it's called a snowboard. I don't know what the thing's called, but they're flying through the air and flipping around and doing all this stuff. And yet, over and over, I watched guys fall, and it looked really hard. I can only imagine how hard it really was. I bet you Shaun White, if you ask him today, are you disappointed that you didn't win the medal? He probably has some disappointment because he's a competitor. But does he have regret? I doubt it, because he just kept going, and he was an Olympian again, and pretty amazing. And you stack up all the gold medals he had. It's kind of like Tom Brady just retired, or did he retire? I don't know. That'll be a big topic, I guess, going forward. But he really doesn't have anything else to prove. He knows he did his best, and Shaun White's the same way. And so as you begin to think about it, you're going to need some dedication to keep you in the game as you go forward. And then ultimately, the last thing I'll leave you with today is at some point you're going to have to think like, can I finish? It's completion. You got to have completion. You got to get it across the finish line. And so my book I've just written, actually, I don't have it across the finish line because it's not in my hand in a hardback fashion. I mean, I still got to get the thing published and get it, into the hands of people. And so I have the draft done, I have it clean and all that kind of stuff, but the completion, it's incomplete unless you complete it, right? That's what that means. And so some of you have undone dreams. You've dreamed, you were inspired, you thought it was important, you're motivated, you took action, you did all the things we're talking about, you got up, you were resilient, you were dedicated, all those things. And the thing that's not happened is you haven't hit the finish line yet. And so I want to just remind you today, if you really want to win at life, I'm going to read my list one more time. You got to have aspiration, inspiration, motivation, action, determination, dedication, and ultimately completion. If you'll do that, if you'll use that framework, you can put it on any project, anything you really want to accomplish in your life. I'm convinced you can get there. If those Olympians can get there and realize their dreams, and those are important dreams for them, but you've got things that are even more important to you than going to the Olympic Games would be. I mean, we're not going to be Olympians. I'm not going to be. You may be a young Olympian in the making out there. We actually have one that we're going to have a chance maybe to talk to here on the show in a few weeks, and I'm excited about that. But that's probably not your dream. You probably have something else you're trying to accomplish. I hope you'll take this little framework, apply it to that, and stick to it until you get it across the finish line. I can't wait to hear about what it is you're able to accomplish. And if you do, I hope somebody around you will literally put their hands on your shoulders or on your face and look at you and say, you deserve a gold medal. They won't maybe give it for what you do, but you'll be worthy of that if you will do that. You'll be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I chased greatness in this area and I was able to do my very best, help some other people along the way. And in my book, that makes you really great. So let's keep doing that. I hope you'll share this with somebody. Maybe they've got a dream. Maybe they're trying to make a team, a high school team, or they're trying to get a promotion at work, or maybe they're trying to work on a relationship. I don't know what's going on in the people around your life, but you do. And I hope you'll share this with them and encourage them to keep going after it. And I hope you will as well. Thanks for subscribing, downloading, helping us grow the channel. Love you guys. I'll see you next week. We'll talk about winning at work on Monday. You guys have a great weekend.